Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 9 on Fargo CW.
They have no options. If they think their kids are hiding dope in their house, typically they're not going to find it, or it's going to be too late.
A Cass County man left his job on the drug task force to help keep dope out of the hands of area kids. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. It's called Urban Canine, and you can hire this dog, as you can see behind me, Abe, and his trainer to detect drugs in your home, treatment center, school, or business. The goal is to save the lives of kids getting hooked on drugs. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson explains.
Go find.
Go find. Two simple words that begin Abe's mission, searching for drugs.
Good boy, buddy.
In the matter of minutes, Abe finds cotton balls that smell like heroin hidden by his trainer.
Come on, bud. Good boy.
Even with a food distraction in the way.
Go find.
Joe Flugie spent over 10 years on the Cass County Drug Task Force and says we aren't winning the battle against drugs in our community.
And as an intel guy, I always ask myself, why aren't we winning? You know, is it because we're not changing the way we're fighting this stuff? And that's one of the reasons I kind of started this, because it gives you as a parent or superintendents, principals, it gives them a whole nother tool to combat this problem, to keep the stuff out. Let's go.
As a parent, you can hire Abe and Flugie for $150 a sweep. If they find something, they leave.
Boy.
It's totally confidential, and you as a parent gets to decide what to do next.
The kids that are becoming addicts, that are stealing out of our garages, you know, thefts, all that, they're our homegrown kids. They came through our public schools. They're not implants from Bismarck. You know, these are our kids that we're losing. As
a dad and an expert, Flugie anticipates there will be more high school students overdosing on drugs.
I mean, I get what's going on, you know, and if folks are concerned, you know, call your principals, ask them if they truly know what kind of drug problem they have on school premises.
He's approached area schools who've turned him down. He says there are only 2 canine drug searches a year, and schools need to take a harder look at the problem and find solutions.
He does that, right, bud?
For Flugie, Abe is the solution the community has been asking for. In West Fargo, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Flugie is also working with the Cheyenne Kennel on a dog training program to help at-risk youth. He says having kids work with the animals can help redirect those heading down the wrong path. If you want to get into contact with him or learn more, log on to our website at valleynewslive.com and click on this story. And Robert, it definitely is starting to feel like fall. That's because
today is the first day
Today
of fall.
is the first day of fall.
9:21 this morning, officially the first day of fall. Days will start getting shorter, and the nights will start getting longer and colder. And today, a chilly day out there, but all in all, not too bad. A relatively quiet day. A live look outside on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Sky Cam. Traffic moving along quite nicely. We have seen a few isolated sprinkles over parts of the area, but most of us are staying dry. Current temperature here in the Fargo-Moorhead area, 62 degrees. It feels a bit chillier out there with winds out of the northeast at 16 miles per hour. Those breezes will stay with us tonight and through the day tomorrow. 54 up in Langdon, 55 Devils Lake, 59 Jamestown and Valley City, 46 already up in the Roseau area. So already a chilly night up there. Winds again on the breezy side. They'll stay breezy tonight and through the day tomorrow. Cloud cover, we've got some out there, but the clouds not over the Roseau area. That's why it's a little chillier there. The clouds act like a blanket, keeping some of that heat in here. And I suspect temperatures may rise a few degrees in Roseau once the clouds move on in there. Mostly cloudy skies, and in most locations underneath those clouds, not a whole lot going on, but just a few isolated sprinkles and showers, and that's what we'll see as we head through tonight. Better chance for showers and storms as we head through the day tomorrow. And a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity off to our west throughout the Rocky Mountains. Some of those have been strong and even severe, and winter weather advisories in effect for northeastern Utah, for parts of the Wasatch and western Uinta Mountains for 6 to 12 inches of snow. So some cold air with this system as it slowly makes its way towards our area. Overnight tonight, just a few sprinkles from time to time. Otherwise, some cloudy skies, some breezy conditions. Tomorrow, that's when we'll see a better chance for some showers and some thunderstorms beginning in the south and then lifting off towards the north. I think this model underdoing the rain chances for east of the Red River. Well, we'll have that chance for showers and storms that will continue to lift off towards the north as we go through time on Friday. Here in Fargo, we'll start off the day with some mostly cloudy skies, breezy conditions, some low 50s. Those breezes will continue at lunchtime, low 60s, and we're only going to get up into the upper 60s later on the day with a chance for a few showers and storms. Picture of the day, a beautiful shot, reflections on Wilderness Bay. Thanks to Kathy for sending that in. Going to use that as the background to our 7-day forecast, and we've got some rain chances out there, not only Friday, but also during the day on Saturday. A bit warmer. Could see a few strong storms on Saturday. Sunday, some lingering chance for showers and storms. Much cooler weather as we head into the early parts of next week with highs in the low 60s and lows in the 40s.
Oof, that makes me chilly just thinking about it.
That's going to feel warm compared to what we're going to see down the road.
No.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Don't say it.
You know it's inevitable.
I know it is.
Yeah.
Thanks, Robert. Now on to a story we first broke to you today. It's regarding the investigation into a racially charged photo that surfaced at the University of North Dakota. Well, another photo has surfaced. You may remember this picture. Police in the university are investigating a harassment complaint after it was posted on Snapchat and shared on Facebook. Now today, UND President Mark Kennedy says he's appalled that's within a 48 hours, a second photo has surfaced on social media. Police and university officials are investigating after these 4 students painted their faces black and posted a picture with the caption, "Black Lives Matter." Watch out, tomorrow, #SchoolShooterThursday. That's just part of the message posted on social media by a 14-year-old student who Fargo Public Schools tells us works with the football program at Fargo South. We blurred out much of the message because of references to specific students and curse words. Police tell us they had a number of parents call them concerned about the post. So they tracked down the profile owner, arrested him, and charged him with terrorizing. However, they deemed the student not a threat and say he had no access to firearms. Students say it was the buzz around the school today.
You know, I was in second period and they announced it and the principal came on and he was telling us about the social media incident, and it was pretty scary because it involved a school shooting and no one likes that. No one does.
Parents we spoke with said they were too worried once they learned of the situation, many of them getting a message from the district this morning. The school day went about as scheduled. Laura Garsland has been charged with 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance and 1 count of drug paraphernalia. She's the wife of Joey Garsland, the man who died after being involved in a fight outside of Rick's Bar in Fargo last year. Court documents say Laura failed to appear for the 24/7 program, and when police searched her home, they found several drugs, including meth. Court documents show police have also been called to the Garsland home for reports of unfit conditions. Earlier this month, they found a 2-year-old playing in the alley while Laura was inside sleeping. Several people were charged in that case, and one of the suspects, Jason Oyen, is set for trial next week. The Standing Rock Sioux Tribe continues its fight to stop construction of the controversial Dakota Access Pipeline. Tribal leaders returned to Washington today, less than 48 hours after testifying in Geneva, Switzerland, at the UN Human Rights Council. Chairman Dave Archibald II spoke before a forum of House Democrats. Samantha Jo Roth was there.
We faced, attack dogs, and we faced policemen.
An emotional plea from members of the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe sharing their experiences regarding the construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline to a panel of House Democrats.
The federal government has a moral and legally enforceable obligation to protect tribal treaties.
Democrats on the House Natural Resources Committee calling on the Army Corps of Engineers to conduct a full environmental impact statement.
We must ensure that this is not too little, too late.
But this was not an official hearing. Members here placing the blame on their Republican counterparts for failing to schedule one.
I wish that we were having an official hearing, a bipartisan hearing. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of Republican colleagues that are willing to ask hard questions and to stand up to big oil.
Tribe Chairman Dave Archambault says he believes an official hearing will come by raising awareness.
There's still this opportunity for the pipeline to go where we don't want it to go. So as long as that's there, we're going to continue to do everything that we can.
Now, no North Dakota lawmakers were included in this forum, but I've spoken with the entire delegation, many of them pointing out that this pipeline was cited by state officials and should be handled at the local level.
I think the really bigger problem is we're trying to apply global solutions to a state issue. And I don't think that's helpful. I think that this is a very localized issue and ought to be discussed at a local level, and then certainly it can be expanded out.
The battle over the Dakota Access Pipeline will continue in D.C. as the case heads to a federal appeals court in 2 weeks. In Washington, Samantha Giroth, Valley News Live.
And a lot of you have joined in on the pipeline discussion on our Facebook page. So if you'd like to join in as well, remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. That way you can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. The Tulsa police officer who shot and killed a stranded motorist will face charges. Officer Betty Shelby has been charged with first-degree manslaughter. The charge comes less than a week after she shot and killed 40-year-old Terrence Crutcher last Friday. Dashcam and aerial footage of the shooting showed Crutcher walking away from Officer Shelby with his arms in the air. Her attorney said Shelby opened fire when the man began to reach into his SUV window. Crutcher's family pointed to an enlarged photo from police footage that appears to show Crutcher's window was up. Police have said Crutcher did not have a gun on him or in his vehicle. The U.S. Justice Department has launched a separate investigation to see if the officers on the scene violated Crutcher's civil rights. Today marks the third night of riots in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's why the North Carolina National Guard has been deployed to that area after riots following the shooting death of an African-American man by a police officer that turned violent last night. The National Guard arrived in Charlotte this morning after Governor Pat McCrory declared a state of emergency. Troops could be seen leaving a facility this evening. Authorities say one person was killed by another protester during last night's unrest. 7 police officers were also injured. Dozens were arrested and several businesses in uptown Charlotte were vandalized and looted. The protests and violence came one day after Keith Scott was killed. Police say Scott was armed when he was killed by Officer Brentley Vinson, who was also African American. Scott's family says he was holding a book. Charlotte's mayor just issued a curfew just a little bit ago for the city at midnight. A Grand Forks boy escaped serious injury this morning after being hit by a vehicle while riding his bike to school. Ironically, it happened near the location we were working on a story about on school crossing safety. Sandy Shomaberry and Becky Hyde started working as crossing guards near Discovery's school after some close calls. Just as we were talking to them, a boy was hit by a vehicle while riding his bike to school just a couple blocks away. Luckily, he did not suffer any serious injuries.
He was riding his bike and he got hit. Again, intersection, parents, please, please, please be careful. Take your time. We've just had a kid get hit.
Police say at this time, no citation has been issued against the driver who collided with the boy on the bike. That incident is still under investigation. The Grand Forks Police Department have taken several complaints of speeding vehicles not yielding to children and pedestrians in crosswalks, specifically near the new Discovery School. Drivers that fail to yield are in violation, could face a $50 fine. Still ahead tonight, the debate continues on Capitol Hill. Valley News Live has the latest on the Obama administration's bathroom directive.